I think both these teams are really hungry for it, and we'll see a great game today. You know, Rob, we've talked a lot about individual performances and stats this week, and we've had some really outstanding outings by individuals, but I think today the team that's going to come home with the bronze medal is going to be the squad that really works together as a team. So we'll see how that pans out for both these teams this morning.
That's an excellent point because, and Jamie mentioned the incredible individual performance that Tom O'Neill-Thorne had for Australia in the semifinal. To be honest, he just did not have enough help, and I don't think that's anything his fault, and I'm sure his teammates feel it as well, and so they'll be wanting to give him that extra bit of help.
Yeah, I think so too, and I mean the defenses did a good job. They've watched O'Neill-Thorne all week. He's a tough, intelligent player, great scorer, so they're going to try and shut him down, but Australia's had other players be able to step up and help them get here, and we can see Brian Carminati getting the nod to start today, and
feels like a good choice.
He's been coming off the bench, but he's really performed well. Played excellent last night in the semifinal game, and he's getting the nod to start this bronze medal game.
Carminati was a point and a rebound short of a double-double, had 9 of each, and as you say, he does get a chance to start. And taking the tip for Australia is Elliott, and Stephen Elliott does win the tip for Jeremy Tyndale for Tom O'Neill-Thorne. So no question about it, Australia has the size advantage. And O'Neill-Thorne, first shot of the game is money.
Yeah, one of his favorite spots on the floor, that elbow, very consistent from there. Japan coming right back into the key to start their defense on that possession.
And Chokai with the first shot for Japan, and Renshi Chokai is off the mark.
Japan pressing here a little bit, trying to keep the Australian taller players out of the paint.
O'Neill-Thorne swings it back for Bailey Rowland. And the foul called against Japan.
Chokai trying to get around that pick from Carminati. Didn't have good chair position. One of the things that'll be interesting to see today is how the low point players match up. We've had some really great performances by Tindo and Rowland. But the Japanese low point players are also quite speedy, so they may be able to shut down some of that picking and screening that those two players have been able to do to get them to this bronze medal game.
Well, the two players in the camera there, Chokai and Furuzawa for Japan, they were basically, they were just out of gas and frustrated in their semifinal against Great Britain, but left in the game to the very end. And now Furuzawa does what he couldn't do yesterday and hits a 3.
Yeah, and we saw that from him earlier in the week. Good to see him getting off to a great start here this morning.
O'Neill-Thorne, and he is fouled by Moriyama.
Australia really trying to pick and cross and making it tough on the Japanese defense.
Rowland inbounds for O'Neill-Thorne. Nice little give and go, and Rowland can't quite finish. And Elliott continues to struggle shooting. And underneath was O'Neill-Thorne again.
With the offensive board. Elliott's one of the players we haven't talked about too much. He hasn't been huge in the scoring, but he's been a massive force on the defensive end and unbelievable on the boards for this Australian squad.
I just feel like he's the kind of guy who once he gets a bucket, they're going to go in easily.
He's more of the Dennis Rodman type player. I think he's just a grinder and a fighter, and he works so hard to get position and works really hard defensively as well.
O'Neill-Thorne, O-N-T, pops one and ties the game for Australia. Chokai. Furuzawa. Still time on the clock. And it's fired home by Dorahara.
That'll be huge for the Japanese squad to get in their shooting rhythm early here.
Elliott getting Australia back on offense. He's got O'Neill-Thorne, or at least Carminati with him and hit the miss. Offensive foul against Carminati.
Just a little too aggressive there. Not able to control his chair. The defense in good position. Australia's coming right back to the paint to start their D.
Early stages, bronze medal game. Furuzawa misses. O'Neill Thorne collects. Carminati trying to take advantage of that chance to be in the starting lineup. O'Neill Thorne. Elliott.
Great pick and roll there by the Australians to get that opportunity. Elliott not able to capitalize.
Choke rips back in off the glass.
This is where we'll see the Japanese team with a slight advantage. I think they're a little bit faster. So taking advantage of it there, Chokoi just recognizes the mismatch and blows to the hoop.
Elliott has the ball swatted away by Murayama, and Japan goes back on offense, a chance to add to their 4-point lead. Furuzawa down to the baseline, curls back. Inside for Terayachi, and we got a jump. Japan's going to keep it. And in for substitution for Australia is Jake Fullwood.
Yeah, we've seen Fullwood come off the bench several times this week and have a huge impact on what was going on in the game. See if he's able to do that here today.
Shokai, Kawahara, almost swatted away by Fullwood. And the shot from Murayama misses.
Like Mariana got bumped from behind there and altered that shot.
Tyndale. Carminati loses the ball. A quick chair skills of Japan. Toriuchi. Now Chokai. Leans in on Fullwood. And not even close.
I think he was expecting the official to bail him out there, but Australia just played good defense.
Carminati underneath. Tyndale, yes!
Tyndale with a good pick in the open court. Creates that lane and opportunity for himself and capitalizes for Australia.
Furuzawa behind the screen. Yes, off the glass and in.
Looks like Furuzawa's really focused today.
Well, he was obviously frustrated yesterday when you go the first 8 minutes without a bucket.
Yeah, that's tough for sure.
And you're expected to score 20 plus per game. O'Neill Thorne needs some help here. And he gives it to Chokai. A little frustration. Back comes Japan. Moriyama. No. Rebound Fullwood.
I think Chokoi might have been a little too aggressive there on the offensive boards.
Foul is on Chokai. It's his second already, Marnie.
Yeah, it is his second.
Stephen Elliott coming back in, and now he'll spot Carminati. So a 4-point lead, Japan. Elliott back in the game now with the ball.
Japan already with 4 fouls here, just halfway through the first quarter.
Fullwood in for Tyndale. Just can't get it to drop, but O'Neill Thorne does.
O'Neill Thorne just so quick and agile. Japanese defender was actually a little taller, but he was able to tip that ball away from him and get the 2 points.
Chokai. Now Furuzawa.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Japan.
Tadayuchi goes down in the key and the whistle goes. No foul.
They'll have the ball still with 13 seconds on the shot clock.
Furuzawa surveys the scene. Inside or back up top. And the shot off the mark from Kawahara. He has had his struggles in the game against Canada. He was 3 for 15. Here's Tyndale. That time he's short.
Tyndall rushed that one a little bit, knowing Chokoi was coming down on him. Chokoi a little bit taller. Australia doing a good job on that possession, handling the pressure of the Japanese defense.
Chokai, Furuzawa. Dynamic duo. Now Kawahara. Yes.
You see Roland there jumping really early on Furuzawa, not letting him get a look. But then that opens things up for Kawahara, and he nails the shot.
O'Neill Thorne takes the pass from Elliott and converts. Much better game for Japan, that is for sure, but Australia hanging in there. 2-point deficit.
Japan with another offensive rebound.
Japan getting ready for their first substitution. Into the game coming Akayashi. Out of the game goes Teriuchi.
Yeah, Teriuchi missed his first couple of shots and matched up there on the shorter roll and still wasn't able to capitalize.
Furuzawa puts one up, misses, but he gets the rebound. Furuzawa again, weaving his way in, and does that.
Furuzawa, 3.0 player. Bit of a tough matchup for Tyndall, a 1.5.
Back comes Elliott. Furuzawa blazing back to catch him, and then swats it away, but Elliott retains, and O'Neill Thorne, beautiful.
O'Neill Thorne with some great energy early here in this game.
Chokai, Furuzawa, Tyndale guarding. Chokai inside, and Kawahara missed it.
Good pick and roll there by Japan, though.
Fullwood blazing back in. Fullwood, too strong. Furuzawa rips back down for Japan. For Chokai from the foul line. O'Neill Thorne, Australia now down by just 2. Back they come.
Really great pace in this game this morning. Both teams pushing really hard with some really good energy to start this game.
Inside, Bailey Rowland, no. And an offensive foul, in fact.
That's on Elliott trying to get position in there.
Australians getting set for a double substitution. Lachlan Dalton coming in, Nicholas Scott coming in. Tyndale and Rowland rest. Aussies have done a great job using their bench throughout the tournament.
They've definitely had one of the most effective benches in the tournament and been able to use them in almost every game, which has really helped them get to this opportunity to give themselves a bronze medal.
Aussies have won bronze at this event 3 times before, looking for a 4th. Japan has never. Chokai, Furuzawa, 7 on the shot clock, puts up a 3, no, and he gets fouled.
That's a foul on O'Neill Thorne. The coach loves it when you foul a guy from 3-point land when he's kind of making a prayer, don't they? Oh, there's, I think, maybe 3 or 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Yeah, that's a tough. It's hard on defenses for sure.
Furuzawa having a much better start to his game than the semifinal.
Looking very focused today. Really took advantage of that opportunity.
Now a 5-point lead, Japan. Stephen Elliott. Lachlan Dalton, speedy little ball handler. Takes it down low, the 16-year-old. Puts it on the floor. Back to O'Neill Thorne. It's a long 2.
O'Neill Thorne showing some great shooting confidence this morning and just taking it himself, helping his team on both ends of the court.
Furuzawa. And a nice job by Scott to get a hand in. In fact, the Japanese player touched it, so it's Australia ball.
Tough break for Japan there, but good defense by Australia.
Elliott almost lost it. O'Neill Thorne by himself. Bingo. 1 point game.
Yeah, O'Neill Thorne just using his speed on the offside to create that break and finish the layup.
Furuzawa weaving his way, throws it back for Ahara. Furuzawa, final minute of the opening quarter. Choke, baseline behind the screen. Yes.
We've seen Choke behind that screen all week. Struggled a bit yesterday, but looking sharp today.
3-point lead. The ball swatted out of Elliott's hands, but it's still Australia ball. Carminati coming back in for the Aussies. Fullwood takes a breather. Elliott makes the shot himself, and there you go. The seal is off the basket.
Elliott just going one-on-one there and using his hips to maneuver his chair.
And Furuzawa with the response.
Carminati sort of toe-plated him there, and Furuzawa recognized the opportunity to go around him and go to the hoop.
Final possession possibly here of the quarter. Aussies looking to cut into the 3-point lead. Elliott. And the pass, he tried to force it in. Furuzawa, time running out, puts up a three. No. Entertaining opening quarter, though. The Australians within 3 of Japan. It's 20-17 after 10 minutes.
Great start by both these teams. Australia managed to handle the Japanese full court pressure fairly well. Both teams shooting really well here in the first quarter. Great start to this bronze medal game, Rob.
Entertaining way to begin the final day of competition at the Mattamy Athletic Center. It'll wrap up a little bit later on when the battle for gold has Turkey against Great Britain as we continue to watch Tom O'Neill Thorne shine.
Yeah, he's a fantastic player. He's been great for his team this week. Just want to remind everybody, Rob, to check out the silent auction. It's closing in just a short period of time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. So if you've got a bid, you might want to check in. Or if you haven't bid yet, now's a good time to get in there and scoop someone who's been watching it all week long. 32auctions.com/2017 U23 WWBC.
Speaking of scoop, we saw a nice little scoop there from Stephen Elliott. Gives us a chance to talk about the people who've made this event possible. The Government of Canada, proud to support Canada's wheelchair basketball athletes from playground to podium in their pursuit of sporting excellence. The Sport Canada hosting program fosters an inclusive sports system that promotes physical activity, sport participation, athletic success, and active living. And the province of Ontario, pleased to support an event that removes barriers to exceptional athleticism, promotes the realization of personal goals and dreams. Sports events are important occasions to celebrate athletic performance and build community spirit. The province of Ontario, where of course the city of Toronto is located. In case you're watching us from Australia or Japan, we understand, Marnie, that 80 different countries have tuned into the webcast of this competition.
Well, I'm sure there's people all over the world watching this. They'll be interested in the next game as well with Turkey and GB.
The numbers of people watching from Turkey are off the charts, I'm told.
That's awesome.
And a steal by Japan on Lachlan Dalton. So back comes the Japanese, up by 3. Furuzawa for 3. No, but they've got the ball back again.
Yeah,
Chokai.
that's 4th offensive rebound for Japan here early in the game.
Tarayoshi. can't connect. O'Neill Thorne can't retrieve it. Nobody else can on Australia either. Kawahara, Furuzawa, 3 on the shot clock. And he's getting a little bit cold.
The Australian defense is doing a good job of keeping him out wide, and when he does get a look, he's got to get a shot off quickly because they're jumping right up on him.
Aussies back in. Carminati the miss. Carminati the rebound. Yes!
Yeah, the Australian height is really tough for Japan once the Aussies are in the paint there. Tough to block them out and to stop those easy putbacks.
Furuzawa. Offense goes through him for Japan. His team up by 1, and a foul call against Scott.
That'll be his first personal and first team foul for Australia here in the second quarter.
Rin Kawahara, 20-year-old from Nagasaki, so he will not be eligible for this event in 4 years' time.
I'm sure we'll see him playing at the senior level, though, in 2020, which would be really exciting for some of these Japanese players to play at home in a big Paralympic Games.
Chokai will be eligible. He's only 18. So the lead is still 1. Kawahara struggling on the free throw line.
It's a foul on Terauchi. First team foul for Japan, his second personal.
Australians started the tournament a little bit wobbly with a loss against Iran, and they have gotten better and better. Here comes Elliott. Drops it off for Carminati, and he did everything right, but put it through the hoop.
Went in and came back out.
It's like a restaurant that you're not sure you want to eat at. You go in and then you come back out again.
Japan with a 5-on-4 advantage. Oh, Carminati back now.
And a hard foul by Stephen Elliott.
Elliott is a tough, aggressive defender. He's not going to let anybody beat him one-on-one without doing everything he can to stop it. See that there.
Double substitution for Australia. Parker Anderson coming into the, or Anderson Parker rather, coming into the game. And Bailey Rowland, or I could call him Roland Bailey just to keep it, you know, last
Just
name
to keep
first.
Oh, this is what we're doing now?
That's our new thing.
No, not today. At the end of a long couple of weeks.
Chokai, the aforementioned 18-year-old, Furuzawa, boom!
Scott not getting out quick enough there. Furuzawa got a little bit of time to get that shot off and was able to nail it.
He's got 16 points already, Marnie. And swatted away by Japan and Murayama, and back they come again.
Oh, that's a tough call there.
Foul is against Japan's Kawahara, and so Australia gets a break.
Yeah, Carminati made the mistake of bringing the ball down and allowing the shorter Japanese defender to tip it away. They got to keep that ball high if they want to protect it.
Bailey Rowland. Left alone, weaves around. O'Neill Thorne. Under for Carminati, but a player down in the key, so.
Oh, they're calling it a jump ball. I guess because the ball was in the air and there was no team that actually had possession of it at the time.
But the three officials are going to have a discussion here.
Possession is towards the Japanese.
Oh, now they're going to
But they are
overturn the
saying
call.
that Australia did have possession of the ball.
I feel like they dodged a bit of a bullet because it wasn't a great pass underneath.
No, it looked like it was about to get picked off, actually.
Scott flips it in. O'Neill Thorne. Furuzawa on him. Scott trying to set a pick. Anderson. Parker, yes, no. Another one of those in and outers.
Yeah.
Shokai. Short. Whacked away.
It's tipped off of Australia. I think Japan will keep possession.
Three-point game, 6:48 to go, second quarter. Battle for bronze here in Toronto. Australians substituting, Fullwood and Tyndale back in. Japan substituting, and it is Akaishi back in. Japan finished 9th at this event 4 years ago, so they're going to have a huge improvement, but you know they want to go home with some hardware.
I'm sure they're looking for that today.
Furuzawa underneath, swings it out for Chokai. Furuzawa, 2 on the shot clock, 1 on the shot clock. Did he get it up? He did, but he missed.
Chokai not taking that shot behind the screen there that we've seen him take so many times this week.
High pressure from Japan, and the result is that they get the ball back on the possession arrow.
Yeah, so the ball just got caught underneath someone's chair there. So that'll be a jump ball.
Furuzawa, Fullwood, different size advantage. But Furuzawa so mobile. Kawahara, Chokai. Akaishi. And the foul.
3-second violation there. I think Japan just in the key too long. Australia's defenders doing a good job not allowing them to pass or shoot there.
So both teams good on offense and good on defense.
Yeah, some great intensity from both sides.
And both teams have a big gunner so far. O'Neill Thorne has 13. Furuzawa has 16 for Japan. Carminati. Into the key, but lost the handle. And it's going to be Japan ball, as it should be, but there was, the whistle went because Roland, or at least Tyndale, was down in the key.
See Australia coming right back to the paint again, really forcing the Japanese team to take those outside shots, not allowing them any looks inside.
Furuzawa, Kawahara, Chokai. Yes. When he gets on with that shot, he can just catch fire.
Yeah, he's little momentum in his chair there and really able to nail that bank shot from behind the screen.
Key stretch here for Australia, down by 5. Tyndale. Traveling call against Tyndale.
So yeah, wheelchair basketball, you're allowed 2 pushes, and turns count as pushes, so I think Tyndale just took a little turn there.
A turn for the worse,
for his team, for sure.
After our game today, we'll have our Toyota Player of the Game, the official vehicle of Team Canada's wheelchair basketball team, and the official mobility partner of this event as Chokai hits another off the glass.
2 in a row there from Chokai. I think we'll see the Aussies adjust their defense slightly and start jumping on that. What that might do is open things up a little bit inside for this Japanese squad.
Australian coach Luke Brennan quickly calling a timeout. His team down by 7. Doesn't want to let it get away.
No, and this is such a game of runs. We saw Australia down by almost 18 last night and able to come back within 4 in that semifinal game. So they're not worried by just a few point deficit here, I'm sure.
For the highlights of this one, Furuzawa, 2 of his 16. And Chokai, there's 2 of his 6 in the game.
Yeah, they're going to have to get out on those outside shooters now. Japan's starting to heat up. So the Australians, we might see a small change in their defense coming back out after this timeout. Wheelchair Basketball Canada has done a great job with outreach and visited lots of schools in the GTA. We've had some of those school kids visit us this week and watch games in person. It's been a fantastic experience, not only for the players to have people cheering, but also for them to see wheelchair basketball at this level.
Stephen Elliott uncorked a little bit of his offense earlier. Now he sends it under for Fullwood.
Fullwood a little off balance on that shot, not able to complete it.
Furuzawa back in. Akaishi. Chokai now on the right side. Furuzawa still a dozen seconds on the shot clock. Chokai, Furuzawa trading passes. Kawahara now behind the screen. Yes! 9-point lead.
Akayashi doing a good job of trying to move that screen in a little bit. Perfect range for Furuzawa to nail that shot.
And again, Australia coughs it up, and then Japan does the same. And here goes Fullwood. And a little too strong off the glass.
Fullwood struggling a little bit today. He's having to work really hard to get up the court with the speed of this Japanese team.
Furuzawa just kind of takes the ball, takes a little breath, and then pops it in.
Just looks so casual about it.
Elliott under pressure. O'Neill Thorne runs a bit of interference. Elliott puts it on the floor, flings it in for Fullwood, but he couldn't reach, and it's Japan again with an 11-point lead. Now the ball.
Australia a little scrambled on that offensive position.
We mentioned Wheelchair Basketball Canada, the official national sport governing body responsible for the organization of the Sport in Canada nonprofit charitable organization committed to excellence in the development, support, and promotion of wheelchair basketball programs for all Canadians, from grassroots to high performance. Visit wheelchairbasketball.ca.
Japan taking a timeout here just to regroup a little bit here. They're on a little bit of a run, so they're going to want to continue that momentum and try and carry that into the second half. Australia's really rotating through their bench. We've seen almost everybody in the game already. Japan really just gone to their seventh or eighth player. Haven't really made too many subs.
SportsCanada.tv is the official webcaster of these under-23 World Wheelchair Basketball Men's Under-23 World Championships. Canada's largest online amateur sports network, over 6,000 games a year in over 30 sports, broadcast live from every province across the country. And executive director of SportsCanada.tv is Choyle Brown. And we'll tell you about his team next time we get a chance. There's a whole slew of behind-the-scenes folks bringing you these broadcasts. Shokai for Japan.
See Carminati getting out early there on Chokai.
Furuzawa cut off by Elliott. Slings it across. Chokai. Akaishi. No. And it's going to be still Japan. It went off the hands of Carminati.
Just tipped out from behind there by Chokai, but Carminati did have his hand on it. Just 3 seconds on the shot clock for Japan.
But that's all Furuzawa needs.
Yep.
He could probably have done it in 2.
Japan now really locking down the Aussies in the backcourt.
Elliott's got to get rid of it. And he tries, but Carminati can't get to it.
No, and Carminati's matched up with Kawahara. Kawahara is a class 1.5, Carminati a 4.0, so great job by the Japanese defender there to not allow him position to get that ball.
Chokai, and the foul call here against Australia. Scott. 13-point lead for Japan. Furuzawa has 20 of their 32 points. He's got the ball now, feeds it for Chokai. Behind the screen, this time it's the hand of Carminati that keeps him from shooting. Now Furuzawa for 3. Yes! He is on fire.
He sure is, and Elliott was up there on him. Still was able to take that shot from well behind the three-point line.
And then Furuzawa knocks it away, and Japan comes again. And then the foul against Elliott.
Elliott just coming in, trying to get back on defense as quickly as he could. Got cut off there by Chokai and picked up the foul.
His third already.
Yeah, and that's the fourth team foul on Australia here in the second quarter.
Furuzawa. Kawahara. Furuzawa weaving in. Lost it. And Elliott gets the Aussies heading back on offense. They need a little sequence here. O'Neill Thorne finally gets himself free. Can't get through the small hole. Now works it in for Carminati. And bodies all over the place.
Sure who they're calling that foul on.
So Kawahara. Japan getting ready for substitution. In comes Kumagai.
It's the second personal on Kawahara.
So Nick Scott will inbound. Tom O'Neill Thorne, little tap for Carminati. In for Dalton. Yes.
7.
Back comes Chokai. Japan's lead is still 14 points. Furuzawa. And the foul on Lachlan Dalton. His first, and that is now 5 against the Aussies. So Japan will start shooting on every foul with 1:46 left in the opening half. A 15-point lead already. Furuzawa now at 24 points. Make it 25. He is red hot. He is as hot now as he was cold last night. Stephen Elliott slings it for Carminati. Ten on the shot clock. O'Neill Thorne. Big traffic jam in front of the key. Elliott, O'Neill Thorne puts it up. Just not getting the same looks.
No, I was just trying to count the points for this Japanese team. But still within that 14-point total, just a bunch of 2.5s and 3s and 3.5s out there now.
Shokai. And Mariyama hits himself. So when number 1 and 2 options are going and then you get 3 and 4, you're really hard to beat.
Yeah, it makes it tough on the defense for sure when everybody's scoring so well.
Elliott. And we've got a foul against the newcomer who just came in, Kumagai. Jake Fullwood coming back into the game for Australia. David Carminati will take a breather. Brian Carminati, rather. Maybe Peter's his brother, I don't know. Probably not. There's a big three-pointer for O'Neill Thorne. And that's how their comeback started in the semifinal.
Japanese coach not taking any chances of letting Australia get some momentum, calls a timeout immediately.
They were down by 16 against Turkey. They got it. Carminati, or at least O'Neill Thorne hit a 3, and then they got it to within 4. And then Turkey came on strong at the end. But this lead here is formidable again. 15 points with a half a minute to go in the opening half.
Yeah, Australia, other than that 3 by O'Neill Thorne there, hasn't been able to get much momentum offensively. And sometimes when we're rotating players through like that, it's hard to get in a rhythm. the subs coming in every few minutes.
This timeout brought to you by the Courtyard Marriott Toronto Downtown, the official host hotel of the men's under-23 World Wheelchair Basketball Championship.
Yeah, and it's such a benefit to have the hotel just a 5-minute wheel away from the gym here. It's such a fantastic venue, but taking out that transportation piece really allows teams to hydrate and get proper nutrition at the right times, rest, and even come back and watch some of the games. So excellent venue and great location.
So if you're planning any sort of an event with wheelchair athletes, then think seriously about these two venues, the Mattamy Athletic Center and the Courtyard Marriott Toronto Downtown. Here comes Japan. The miss, the ball knocked away, and again Japan. This is something they were not able to do. They were able to do against Canada, but not able to do against Great Britain, is to get these second and third opportunities.
Yeah, and I think GB, also a pretty speedy team. Chair skills and speed, really a big factor.
Mariyama makes it a 16-point Japan lead. From Nagano, a city that's hosted Olympics and Paralympics in the past, and those legacies can often carry on for a long time. Australians have seen that with Sydney, and back comes Fullwood, and just before the buzzer of the half makes it a 14-point game.
Good job by Fullwood there, just going coast to coast and somehow managing to hit that layup off balance at full speed. Aussies are going to talk a little bit, I think, about their offense and how they're going to break through that Japanese defense. They started out well in the first quarter, but second quarter, not quite as effective.
Fans who've made their way to this tournament know that there are so many things to do in Toronto with exciting attractions, fun festivals, major productions. Toronto offers a daily adventure. Visit ctorontonow.ca. 40-26. Japan leads at the half in the bronze medal game. The Australians came back from a 14-point deficit against Germany to win. They have been trying to play comeback kids throughout the tournament, but we'll see if they've got another one in the tank as the first half stats come out. Tell us that Japan shooting 49% from the field, 16 of 33. The Australians 46%, so 12 of 26. Seemed like more than that, Marnie. It seemed like Japan had more second chance opportunities.
Yeah, but what Japan has been able to do is to capitalize on the turnovers. Australia with 14 turnovers and Japan able to score 17 points off of those turnovers. So pretty much the difference in the game right now, Rob.
So
Japan, actually both teams shooting well from the line, but Australia only shot 2 free throws in that first half. So they're going to probably try and look to get to the line a little bit more, but that really shows the speed of the Japanese defender, able to gain good chair position and not take those fouls.
Lots more to come. Australia has shown that they can come from behind. We'll find out if they can do it today. It's the bronze medal game. It's halftime at the Mattamy Athletic Center in Toronto.
Back inside the Mattamy Athletic Center, Jamie Hills here courtside with Australian assistant coach Craig Campbell. Craig, looking forward to the second half of this game. What does your team need to do to adjust the score a little bit and come out on top?
Yeah, we're doing a lot of good things at the moment. We need to make sure we make a shot in the paint, though. We're 3 of 12 inside the paint at the moment, and that's not good enough. It's not Australian basketball, so we're going to look to cross hard and just get in the paint and make sure we finish.
Perfect. Thanks, Coach. We're going to go back over to Marnie and Rob for the second half of action between Australia and Japan. Over to you guys.
All right, thanks, Jamie, and thanks to the assistant coach for the Australian team. That's Craig Campbell, and we appreciate them taking the time for us. Well, the Australians, they weren't bad in that opening half, Marnie, but they need to be better, and the coach kind of alluded to that. And what are the areas that you see that are most significant?
Yeah, he definitely mentioned hitting those shots in the paint. We've seen Elliott and Fullwood get quite a few opportunities that they've been unable to capitalize on, so they're going to have to take advantage of that in the second half here. I think the Japanese defenders, though, doing a great job of making them rush those shots a little bit, taking those layups at super high speed, so got to give credit to the defense as well. But I think the Australians, we've seen them come back from deficits before, and they've got a good opportunity here. We'll probably see O'Neill Thorne early take a couple of long-range threes maybe to help him get right back in this game. I'm sure Japan will be prepared and watching out for that, though.
Japan with big numbers from Furuzawa, 25 points and 7 rebounds. Sunrise Medical, world leader in the development, design, and manufacturing of sport wheelchairs, including their popular Quickie brand, the official equipment supplier of Wheelchair Basketball Canada. Sunrise Medical is a proud partner of the men's U23 World Wheelchair Basketball Championships. The Australian contingent.
The Aussies have a great fan club here. I saw one of the fathers had somehow picked up one of the big towel bins and a couple of big salad spoons from the salad bar, and that's what he's drumming and pounding on, cheering on his team. Maybe inspired by the German fans to get that drum going.
Well, whatever it takes. Salad spoons. We've got to take advantage of what's nearby. Two leading scorers in the game. You saw O'Neill Thorne. There's Furuzawa. He's got 25. O'Neill Thorne's got 16.
Both teams starting the second half here with their starting lineups that we saw to start the game.
Again, welcome if you're viewing in Australia, in Japan, or anywhere else among the 80 or so countries that have been watching these under 23 men's World Wheelchair Basketball Championships. Tom O'Neill Thorne behind the screen, a little too strong, and almost rebounded by Bailey Rowland. He didn't see it.
Australia starting the second half with a little pressure here. Going to try extend their defense, maybe create some turnovers and get some opportunities to close the gap.
Furuzawa, so smooth. Underneath, Takeuchi, yes. That was Terauchi, rather.
Good pick there by Terauchi in the just outside the three-point line to create that 2-on-1.
And an offensive foul against Elliott.
That'll be his fourth personal. That's tough. He's been really effective in this press break for Australia. His ball handling skills and his height.
He's coming out. Fullwood's going in. Jake Fullwood had a huge game against Turkey with 12 points and 10 rebounds, and Australians could use that kind of help right about now.
Furuzawa taking a look at the three. A little short on that attempt.
Carminati takes the inbound from O'Neill Thorne. Finds Fullwood. He's one-on-one against Kawahara. Waits for some help. Sends it underneath for O'Neill Thorne. Tough one to handle.
Yeah, I don't think O'Neill Thorne was quite ready for that. He was still trying to get past his defender and get some position, but Australia maintains possession.
Well, it's not out of reach here. It's a 14, make it a 16-point Japan lead, but still tons of time left. O'Neill Thorne from Darwin, way over for Carminati. From behind the screen, rattles out, Fullwood rebounds. Yes.
Fullwood looking a little bit more composed than what we saw in the first half. It'll be huge for Australia if you can get him going.
Furuzawa slings it back for Kawahara, back to Furuzawa. And then the exchange again. Underneath. Tarayuchi is eventually, no, it's 3 in the key.
Yeah, good job by the Australian defense. Japan took advantage of that pick and roll, but they smothered him and he wasn't able to get a shot off.
Fullwood has lots of height. And they use that. Now Carminati waits for help. Tyndale runs some interference. We've got a foul against Japan.
That'll be on Chokai.
His third. 14-point lead still for Japan. Australia gets another shot to eat into that. Battle for bronze continues at the Mattamy Athletic Center. The second last game, the penultimate game of the tournament. O'Neill Thorne has time, has space, and does that.
There's that shot from the elbow. Japan's defense collapsing in on Fullwood and Carminati, opening that up for O'Neill Thorne, and he takes advantage of it.
Shokai, Furuzawa, underneath, too strong. And nice job by Australia, but then they give it back up again.
It just tipped from behind there for Japan to get another offensive opportunity.
Furuzawa, 5 on the shot clock. Underneath, Tarayuchi swatted away by Fullwood. Foul against him.
Japan really disciplined there, running a nice pick and roll, making it tough on the Australian defense. Just the first foul on Fullwood, second team foul on Australia here early in the third quarter.
Tarayuchi struggle there on the first. Didn't look like a great stroke either.
Kind of terrible when you get a crappy pass from the official when you're about to shoot a free throw.
Yeah, you got to reset everything.
Yeah.
And he did a pretty good job, but still rattles out 0 for 2 there for Tarayuchi, and still just a 12-point deficit for Australia to try to overcome. I mean, it's not just 12, but it's not growing here. Carminati. Still time, underneath, Fullwood, yes, and draws the foul.
That's the kind of energy we've seen from Fullwood earlier in the tournament, coming off the Australian bench. He's done a good job here in the third quarter, coming in to help Australia get within 10.
That was only the first foul for Mariyama.
We got a sub here.
Akeyishi's coming in. Tarayuchi's coming out. So misses a couple foul shots, and then the reward is he gets to think about it for a little bit longer.
Akeishi a little shorter, but another speedy defender will help with this pressure that the Japanese team is playing right now, the pressure defense.
Fullwood misses, but Rowland gathers in the rebound from long range out. Carminati
Just 5 on the shot clock.
puts it up, puts it in. 8-point game.
Looks like Australia was able to compose themselves during the halftime break. Shooting focus is really on par now.
Chokai. Kawahara, Chokai, under 10 on the shot clock. Carminati up there. O'Neill Thorne rebounds. Back come the Aussies on offense. But Carminati going to slow things down. Underneath for Fullwood. Misses. Misses again. Tough couple shots there for Fullwood.
Fullwood, the left-handed player, not really to use his right hand at all.
And a late foul call here on Australia.
You'd see O'Neill Thorne just give Carminati a bit of a shove to give him a little turbo boost there, but shoved him right into the Japanese offensive player.
Yeah,
Actually pretty close to being good chair position there.
I didn't see that live, but that's a great pickup by you.
Yeah.
Kurosawa. Kawahara, yes. Drains it.
That was a much-needed basket for this Japanese squad.
Tyndale. Takes it down, slides it underneath for Carminati. Gets a couple of tries, maybe a third. And 3 times they're lucky. 3 times the charm, rather.
Yeah, Carminati doing a good job using his height. Ooh, that's almost over and back. Should have been.
An offensive foul against Chokai.
Yeah, that's tough. That's going to be I think that's his 4th personal, and if Japan loses him early in the second half here, that could be a big factor.
So the Aussies are going to get the ball down by 8. They've cut it down to 8. And they've got Japan on their heels a little bit. Our event webcast production provided by SportsCanada.tv, Canada's largest online amateur sports network. And I can tell you that our executive director at SportsCanada.tv is Choyle Brown. Our director is Nick Caddis. Our graphics wizard is Jared Clarkson. On camera, Rosemond Porty, Kayla McLean, and Justine Stevens. Great job by our entire team at SportsCanada.tv.
Also, events like this, Rob, can't happen without the help of all the great volunteers we've seen around in the last week or so, and just want to thank all the volunteers for helping out and making this event such a great success.
Jared wasn't sure if I'd call him a graphic wizard or not, but that's what I'm told by the entire team. It says that on his business card. Back underway, 8-point deficit. Australians looking to chip into it yet again. O'Neill Thorne thinks about 3, almost loses, still has it. Takes it down to the baseline, still time to work. Carminati fading back. Back to O'Neill Thorne. Takes it to the hoop. Finishes.
Great pick by Tyndall to allow O'Neill Thorne create that 2-on-1, and the defense wasn't able to rotate and stop that basket by O'Neill Thorne.
Noriyama blazing back in. Fires back for Kawahara. Furuzawa. Tarayuchi. No. Australia back with the ball. 6-point deficit. Here they come. O-N-T, O'Neill Thorne. Underneath, Tyndale. Couple of fakes, misses. Carminati doesn't and draws the foul.
Tyndall with a little shot fake there, threw off the shooting focus of it, but Carminati managed to grab the offensive board, using his speed to get up the floor quickly and break in on the offside. That's what I'm talking about. We're already just within 4, Rob. Australians really showing their composure and making that comeback.
Now within 3, and they've held Japan to 4 points here in the second half. But here comes Japan. Kawahara stops, looks, Inside for Mariyama, and no real chance. Tarayuchi, no. And back comes Australia again after the stop. O'Neill Thorne fires for Fullwood. He's got the height advantage, and we're a 1-point game now.
Fullwood a lot more comfortable on that left side of the basket, able to control his chair and score that huge bucket for this Australian squad.
Furuzawa does not have Chokai, remember. Kawahara, they need this. Short. And a chance for the Aussies. A big one. Here they come, Fullwood.
Carminati's got a mismatch in the low block.
And numbers 2. The first misses. The second misses. Carminati finally gives Australia the lead.
Australia is really controlling the tempo of this game right now. The Japanese coach is going to want to take a timeout sometime around now.
And the whistle blows out of bounds, so Japan gets a bit of a break, but they've been outscored here 19-4 in the third quarter. Furuzawa. Kawahara. And that misses and knocked out by Japan. Australia ball. 1-point lead, Aussies. And O'Neill Thorne has needed the help the last couple of games, and he's really got it tonight.
Yeah, he was on fire to start the game, but now we've got some other players picking up the slack.
Big steal, Furuzawa from Moriyama. Furuzawa thinks about 3, goes to Kawahara. Furuzawa, still time to work. Weaves in. Moriyama from the free throw line, no. Gets the rebound, no.
That was blocked by O'Neill Thorne. Great defensive play there.
Tarayuchi got in the way of it. O'Neill Thorne with a little juggling act. Inside for Fullwood, fading, firing, 3-point lead Australia.
See Fullwood just cruising right up the middle there. No one even touched him until he got into that jump circle. So Japan's defense not communicating as well as we saw in the first half, and Australia doing a really great job of taking advantage of it to take the lead.
21-4, Marnie, in this second half. Shots like that. A couple times it wasn't pretty for Australia. They had to have 2 and 3 cracks at it, but they have the size advantage and might as well use it.
That's right, and they're able to get position now. Japan a little bit scrambled, allowing the Aussies, and as the coach mentioned during that halftime interview, we need to score from in the paint, and that's exactly what they've done to put themselves right back into this game and take the lead here in the third quarter.
Kind Snacks, a proud supporter of the men's under-23 World Wheelchair Basketball Championships. Kind Snack help fuel our athletes and volunteers. Australians with this monstrous run, 21-4.
Really helped out by their fans there in the stands, and they're loving every minute of this. And I'm sure everybody at home is as well.
2.5 minutes left, so it's certainly not gone for Japan. They're still only down by 3. Here comes Furuzawa. Still no Chokai. He's got 4 fouls. Moriyama's got to hustle to keep it alive. And the Australian player down was Bailey Rowland. They were outnumbered. And everybody helps to pop them back up. That's teamwork.
Japan coming back now. There's no pressure here. They're not going to let the Australians get too many more of those 2-on-1 or fast break opportunities.
O'Neill Thorne's got a double-double already with 20 points and 11 rebounds. Inside for Fullwood. Drains it.
Great seal there by Rowlands to allow Fullwood to get that position.
Mariyama, bigger things expected of him with Chokai out. Furuzawa weaving in. Great ball, great chair skills. Kawahara, they need it, and they get it.
Just a 2-pointer. He was just inside the 3-point line. Kawahara showing good composure on that shot.
Tyndale has to go back and collect, and then the pass is out of the reach of O'Neill Thorne. It's a 3-point game. Australia leading. Under 1:20 to play, third quarter. Akaishi.
Roll.
Under pressure. Carminati almost took it away.
Sorry. I'm not sure why Terauchi didn't roll to the basket there. They had set a great pick and had the defender on his back, but just stayed there.
He remembered the pick. He forgot the roll.
The roll, that's right. 14 seconds on the shot clock for Japan.
Underneath, Maruyama makes it a 1-point game.
Maruyama just beating Tyndall one-on-one to gain that position and score.
Fullwood falling.
Oh, that's a tough call.
And it's on Terauchi. Boy, oh boy, that is a tough call.
And that's going to put Fullwood on the line. That's the 5th foul on Japan, so they'll be shooting bonus now, last minute.
And now Terauchi's in foul trouble with 4. With Choke already on the bench. And Japan getting ready to substitute. In comes Kumagai. And out comes Terauchi. All this while Fullwood sits on the line. 21-year-old from the Sunshine Coast. And now Nick Scott's coming in. And Jonty Brown's coming in. Not yet. Brown will back off, but Scott is in.
Yeah, Brown coming in for the shooter, Fullwood. So if he makes a second free throw, then he'll be allowed to sub in. If not, he'll have to wait for the next stoppage.
Miss on the first for the lefty Fullwood. And he's going to get another chance for 2. And that time he makes it go.
O'Neill Thorne just showing his quickness there and agility. Picks up a foul there, being a little too aggressive in the press.
Now Jonty Brown coming in. Fullwood coming out after he got the field goal.
That'll be O'Neill Thorne's second personal. And they'll be in the bonus situation now, so Maruyama's going to get 2 free throws.
Aussie lead is 3. Maruyama had a huge layup a minute ago. And that one rattles out. Makes good on the second. It's a 2-point game.
Japan is up on the press with every made basket. Jonte Brown is available there over center, doing a good job in the press break.
He's got it now. Just manages to keep it out of the reach of Japan. And what a little razzle-dazzle by O'Neill Thorne. It's going to be a jump, and it's going to go the way of Japan.
Great defense by Furusawa there, making O'Neill Thorne's life a little bit more difficult.
Anyone who's ever tried to catch a ball behind their back knows what O'Neill Thorne just tried to do there.
Yeah.
Back come Japan. Furusawa, a chance to put his team back on even par. Gives to Akayashi. His shot misses. And the Aussies, another chance on offense, and then they give it away. Maruyama. Akaishi. Maruyama. Furusawa. Yes, we're tied.
Maruyama doing a good job of recognizing the defense on him and just passing it out for a nice, easy screenshot.
3 seconds, 2. Carminati, will he get a chance to shoot? No, he won't. We're tied, but what a third quarter it was for Australia. They scored, well, I can't do the math, but 25 points, 25 to 10 in that, to 11 rather, in that third quarter. What a quarter, and we're all tied after 3.
Yeah, it really shows why both these teams are here playing for this medal. both doing an excellent job. Japan a little rattled there early in the third quarter, but able to regroup a bit. So going into the fourth quarter here with the tie game, Japanese have a few players in foul trouble. That could be a factor. Australians really, nobody in too much foul trouble on their squad. Just Elliott with 4, but they have so many 4s and 4-5s they can rotate through. That shouldn't have too much of an impact on what's going on the floor.
To run an event like this, you need volunteers, and you've got to keep your volunteers fed. Our volunteer meal partner for the Under-23 World Championship is Salis Fresh Foods. Visit salisfreshfoods.com. One final game to go after the bronze medal is decided, and it'll be Turkey against Great Britain in a battle for gold in a rematch of the gold medal game at last year's European Under-22 Championships, in which Turkey won. But this has been a different Great Britain team, especially over the last couple games where they have looked dynamite.
Yeah, here's some of the stats from that third quarter, and Australia really being able to capitalize on turnovers. Japan now with 8 turnovers, and the Aussies being able to score 10 points from there. But really a big significant piece of that whole third quarter is the bench points. 16 points from the Australian bench. Really the key factor in tying the game up here going into the fourth quarter.
Carminati was actually a starter, but he's now got 11, so they've got two players in double figures on Australia, at least.
3, actually. There's
3. Who's the third?
Fullwood.
Fullwood, yep.
Yeah, he did a great job there as well.
Underway, fourth quarter. Australia, Japan tied at 51. And not anymore. O'Neill Thorne makes it a 2-point lead, Aussies.
Sure, we'll see the ball in his hands a lot here in this last 10 minutes.
A steal, O'Neill Thorne. It's a 4-point lead again.
Great defense by Tyndall there to create that opportunity.
Chokai is back in the game for Japan, playing with 4 fouls. Furuzawa, nice move to get clear. Kawahara swatted away.
Another block by O'Neill Thorne.
And here he goes, all by himself. Flushes it down. 6-point lead, Australia. Come out like gangbusters. Furuzawa puts one up, and not even he can stop the bleeding.
Pretty good look for him, though. That's a shot that he normally makes.
O'Neill Thorne, great job dribbling through the traffic. And again, it's an 8-point lead, the team in green.
Got to give the assist to Rollins on that. Another excellent screen to give O'Neill Thorne an open lane to the hoop.
Furuzawa breaking back in, trying to slow things down, settle things down. Murayama short by a lot. And the Australians with a chance to really grab this game by the throat. Carminati drops off for O'Neill Thorne. And an offensive foul on Tyndall.
Tyndall trying to set that pick for O'Neill Thorne. Didn't quite have chair position. That's just his first team foul for the Australian team here in the fourth quarter.
We got a little glimpse of how that foul occurred. Back underway. Chokai, he's playing with 4 fouls. Swings it across. He's got a great backhand pass. Now Furuzawa, Chokai, this is his spot, and he makes it easily.
Good ball movement by Japan on that offensive possession. That's the shot they want to get, and they're able to capitalize.
O'Neill Thorne's quickness avoids a turnover there. Carminati. Furuzawa watching him. 6-point lead, Australia. O'Neill Thorne. Tyndale, yes!
Tyndall's really playing outstanding for this Australian squad today. Working hard, picking, but also scoring when he gets his opportunities.
Chokai. No, and Fullwood's there for the rebound. Carminati wasn't expecting it. Says, hey, look what I found. O'Neill Thorne having another tremendous game. In for Fullwood. Clanks it in off the backboard.
Such a tough matchup for Kawahara. He's working so hard, but Fullwood a little faster and quite a bit taller. Really taking advantage of that mismatch.
10-point lead and another steal for Australia. O'Neill Thorne. Tyndale. Carminati. That time it doesn't want to drop. Furuzawa. Expected to do an awful lot here for Japan. In for Akayeshi. No, can't get the roll.
Wide open lane to the hoop, but just not able to complete the layup.
Fullwood. And no foul here, but a Japanese player, Akayeshi, is down.
Australia's really dictating the tempo of this game at the moment.
Bailey Rowland inbounds for O'Neill Thorne. 10-point Australia lead with the ball. O'Neill Thorne's got 28 already and had a good look at a long two. Chokai. Rowland chasing him down, and I think he took the foul.
Yeah, tough matchup for Rowland there, but smart foul.
You saw how tough of a matchup it was.
Yeah, definitely a little bit faster. That's just the first foul on Rowland. Second team foul for Australia.
Chokai sat on the bench for a long time, knowing that his team needed him. Now he's in, but he's playing with 4 fouls. And while the clock has stopped, there's a good time for Japan to chip into the deficit. They're down by 9. Less than 6 minutes to go in the bronze medal game. Carminati underneath, all alone.
Carminati using his size to gain that advantage. Good job getting him the ball and getting that scoring opportunity.
Furuzawa curling. 3. Oh, it looked good. Maruyama rebounds. Another new clock. Chokai spins. This is his range. He puts it up. He puts it in. Australian lead cut to 9. Fullwood finds Carminati. It's 2-on-3, so he waits for help. Feeds it underneath. Again, the size mismatch. Fullwood misses, though. Furuzawa brings Japan back on offense. Cuts in. Can't get it to drop.
Fullwood's just dominating those defensive boards right now and then working hard to get to the other end.
O'Neill Thorne rips back down the left wing. Underneath. And it goes. He's got 30.
Japan's going to want to stop this run somehow.
Chokai very carefully rolls in.
Looking for a 3 from Furuzawa, but the Australians' defense is not allowing that.
And Japan ball goes off of Fullwood. 11-point Australian lead. They were down by 16 or by 14 at the half. And it is put up. Kawahara, and an offensive foul called on Carminati. I don't think he even saw Kawahara there.
No.
He just rolled right over him.
Kawahara doing a good job noticing Carminati just trying to get across center. That's his job in the press break, and he's been doing a great job of it. But Kawahara not allowing him to get there this time.
For 3. And a miss from Furuzawa.
Furuzawa's last few shots have been front rim. Maybe fatigue has beginning to be a factor for this Japanese squad.
Japan steals. Chokai. Akeishi. Kawahara makes a move, fires it across. Inside, Mariyama, yes!
Great passing by the Japanese team. Rotate the ball to the open player, and they're able to capitalize.
Tyndale. O'Neill Thorne. Tough defense here from Japan, and Australia breaks it, but no, they don't. 8-second call.
You can see O'Neill Thorne talking to Carminati. He was like, man, you got to get over center. But Carminati's doing everything he can. The Japanese defense just not allowing it to happen there on that possession.
9-point Australian lead. Chokai. Inside Mariyama. Kawahara, and it's a 7-point game. Timeout call, Australia. 3:21 to go. Their lead cut to 7. What a game. The bronze medal is up for grabs, and it's a beauty.
Yeah, Japan getting a little bit momentum there in the last few minutes. Able to create some opportunities for themselves, get a couple of quick turnovers, and they're right back in it too. It's going to be a great finish to this game, Rob. Each coach with 3 timeouts in the second half. But if you do not use one of them before the last 2 minutes of the game, you only have 2 for the last 2 minutes.
This timeout brought to you by the Ontario Wheelchair Sports Association, whose mission is to grow wheelchair sports opportunities across Ontario, help athletes with disabilities to participate in sport from the recreational level all the way to the high performance level. Visit owsa.ca. 7-point Australian lead. What a turnaround here in the second half. At one point, Australia had a 21-4 edge in scoring to begin the second half. Fullwood takes from O'Neill Thorne, gives to Carminati, has to be careful. And now he moves, weaves in. O'Neill Thorne, 10 on the shot clock. Carminati, bit of a pick. Now Carminati gets it back. Short, Mariyama rebounds. And here goes Furuzawa. Might be the fastest player in the tournament, and he makes no mistake.
Japan up with their pressure. Carminati able to get over center, though, and get the position he needs.
And then take the pass from Fullwood. And so Australia back on offense. Carminati crossed center court.
Well, they're going to call that a foul.
We got pushed.
Just the first team foul here on Japan, though, in the fourth quarter. It's not a bad idea for them to take a few more fouls, get a bit closer to the bonus. If in a tight game like this could come down to free throw shooting.
Well, that was especially smart because you take it, it doesn't matter, it's not a shooting. And if you don't take it, you've turned over the ball. And it's robbed by Mariyama. Took it away from O'Neill Thorne, and back they come again, Japan. Down by 5 and a chance to cut in. And Furuzawa does exactly that. It's a 3-point game.
Fullwood doing his best to try and get back, but just not quite fast enough to get into defensive position.
Carminati now waiting for help. And it finally comes.
Japan's defense staying nice and flat, not allowing Australia to pick or create any kind of picking angle.
2 minutes to go. 3-point Australia lead. O'Neill Thorne. No. Carminati rebounds. No. And it's jump ball, and it goes the way of Japan.
Oh, wow. That's a tough call there.
O'Neill Thorne not agreeing.
Australian coach doesn't like that either.
Japan has cut the deficit to 3. Mariyama, a couple of big plays here in the second half. Kawahara, Chokai, Furuzawa. The miss. Big break for Australia. O'Neill Thorne, quick outlet for Fullwood. Roland has to be careful. He's got it. Zings it in. O'Neill Thorne. And it's 5 points again. Huge bucket for the Aussies.
Really smart play by Roland there not to try and run that 2-on-1 that they could have created with Tyndall and wait for O'Neill Thorne, who came blazing in and finished the high-speed layup. So now we're under 2 minutes, Rob. The clock will stop after every made basket. Coaches will have an opportunity, if they call a timeout, to get the ball at center. It's going to come right down to the wire here in the last minute of this game.
What have you loved the most about, if you're Australian fan, about what your team's done here in the second half?
Yeah, they just really maintained their composure, and they've been able to create some defensive spark. And we saw Jake Fullwood really doing a good job on the boards and outletting the ball and then racing up the court to score on the other end. And we see one of them there taking advantage of that mismatch. They've played well as a team today, and I think both teams be really happy with their performance. Japan had a little bit of a lapse there in the third quarter, but they've been able to regroup now, and they've given themselves an opportunity to win this bronze medal as well.
We've seen big comebacks in this tournament. We've seen the Australians do it, and now Japan is looking for one of their own. Down by 5. Shokai takes the inbound. Furuzawa looks for 3. Oh, it just won't fall, and the foul call.
That'll be on Carminati down low there. Japan again with another offensive rebound.
So Japan.
Carminati's gonna foul out.
Non-shooting foul. Although if he's 5th for Carminati, I don't think he realizes it yet.
I think he knows. He's just waiting for everybody else to figure it out. He's played a great game for this Australian squad. I'm sure the fans and everybody at home is going to applaud him very well. We see Elliott now come in the game. He also has 4 fouls at the moment.
Excellent rebounder, Elliott. They might need that here. Furuzawa, Kawahara trading passes. Furuzawa, less than 10 on the shot clock. Weaving in for Moriyama. Yes, it's a 3-point game, rather. 1 possession game.
Australia's going to take a timeout, talk about their plan here. They'll get the ball at center when we come back.
59.8 seconds left. Both teams talk about it. You've been watching live coverage of the men's under-23 World Wheelchair Basketball Championships on sportscanada.tv. Glad to have you along, whether you're here in Canada or anywhere in the world, Japan, Australia. And I know we have lots of viewers in Germany, and we know that folks in Turkey have been watching this as well, and they're getting ready for their team's gold medal game in just a short time.
Yeah, that'll also be a really exciting game. I'm sure we'll see it come right down to the wire just as we see this one. Both these teams fighting for the bronze medal.
Australia does have 4 team fouls, so they get another one here. Japan's in the bonus.
Yeah, that's actually to their benefit at the moment. Japan probably take a couple quick ones here to get closer themselves.
They do. Wayama gives them 2 team. Still not even a second ticked off the clock. They'll take another one.
Japan got to be careful they don't get an unsportsmanlike. Need to actually make a play for the ball.
That one's against Furuzawa. His second, so that's not a factor.
And 3rd team foul for Japan.
And there's the 4th, so that was their goal. And really only a couple seconds have ticked down here. Still 56.6. They'll try again.
So now both teams have the option of putting a player on the line if they like. 1 foul away from bonus.
And we had a player down. No foul on the play. Australia will have to inbound yet again.
I'm not sure what the official was saying to Chokai there, but he was signaling a warning for a technical.
Tyndale. Chokai and Elliott are shadowing each other. O'Neill Thorne takes it down to the baseline. Still time to work. Inside, Fullwood. No, too strong. Rebound. Gobbled up by Chokai. Akaishi. Furuzawa. And that is called in the backcourt violation against Japan.
That is a costly turnover for this Japanese squad. That possession could have put them within one or even tie the game, and now they're on defense again.
O'Neill Thorne. Fullwood. O'Neill Thorne. Fullwood. Another crack at it. Still can't get it to drop, but O'Neill Thorne's got the ball.
Oh, that's a huge offensive rebound there for Australia.
15 on the game clock, 10 on the shot clock, and a foul call.
And one of their best free throw shooters going to the line.
What a read by O'Neill Thorne to realize that was not going to fall.
Yeah, that was a great seal by Rollins again in the low block. Him and Fullwood are just shredding that defense on the left side of the court there.
Maruyama has fouled out, so Tarayuchi is coming back in. And I believe he's up there in the fouls as well.
I'm sure we'll see a timeout if O'Neill Thorne's able to capitalize on both these free throws.
One, that's four, that's huge. Beautiful free throw shooting by Tom O'Neill Thorne. He's got 34 points in the game.
That pretty much ices it for Australia.
Time is ticking down. Karahara. Long attempt. And it's going to go out with 1.2 seconds left. And a timeout call, Australia, with a 5-point lead.
Aussie's not taking any chances there. They're going to use their last timeout. Make sure they're able to get the ball into the hands of their free throw shooters, but I'm pretty sure it's out of reach now for this Japanese squad. They're looking pretty disappointed. Great effort by them today, but that one costly turnover at center really has impacted the outcome of this game. You can see the Aussie fans pretty excited knowing that their team is probably coming home with another bronze medal from this Junior World Championships. They took bronze in 2005 in Birmingham and in the original tournament 20 years ago in 1997 here in Toronto, as well as the last one in 2013 in Turkey. So great outing by Australia today to maintain that ranking.
Jeremy Tyndale will inbound. Jonte Brown is back in the game. And that is it. The green and gold is getting bronze. The Australians come back from a 14-point deficit to take the bronze medal.
See two great players there shaking each other's hands. Furusawa had an outstanding tournament as well. And O'Neill Thorne, really the heart and soul of this Australian team, able to lead them to a bronze medal win today.
34 points, 15 rebounds, 4 assists for O'Neill Thorne. A tremendous game for Australia yet again.
Both teams played well throughout the tournament, giving themselves a chance. Had some heartbreaking games yesterday in the semifinals, but regrouped and both played well today here in this bronze medal match.
Yeah, Japan got, to be very fair, I think they got embarrassed in their semifinal yesterday. They did not get embarrassed today. An excellent game, but again, outscored in the second half significantly by an inspired Australian team.
Yeah, and the Aussies' height, we could really see, helped them win that game so many times there in the second half with Fullwood or Carminati with the mismatch on the lower point and shorter Japanese defenders, and they were really able to capitalize on that.
So Australia gets help off the bench, and that allows O'Neill Thorne to get back into big numbers, and he leads the Australian team to a bronze medal performance at the men's under-23 wheelchair basketball world championships.
Another exciting game coming up right away here. As soon as these two teams clear the floor, we'll see Turkey and Great Britain in their warm-up preparing for the gold medal match.
Well, that final huddle for Team Australia celebrates a bronze medal, which has to feel so incredibly good.
Yeah, and Furusawa for Japan finished the game with 31 points, 8 assists, and 8 rebounds. Shot 100% from the free throw line. Really outstanding performance by him, leading his team today, but unfortunately just not able to come out on top. The Australians just too strong, with 3 players in double digits, and of course led by the fantastic play of Tom O'Neill Thorne.
And Tom O'Neill Thorne is the Toyota Player of the Game, brought to you by Toyota, official partner of Team Canada and the official mobility partner of the men's under-23 World Wheelchair Basketball Championship. Tom O'Neill Thorne with that incredible 34-point, 15-rebound, 4-assist game. He played the entire game for Team Australia and helps to lead them to a come-from-behind bronze medal win. And they've, well, they haven't officially cut down the net, but they apparently do have a net that they're passing around. As we look at the highlights.
Yeah, we kind of need that for the next game.
Yeah.
Some highlights of O'Neill Thorne there. You can see Carminati was a huge factor. He ended up scoring about, where is he? 13 points, 8 rebounds, but really his big contribution was in the end of that press break, where he was able to bust out and get over center and really allow Australia to break through that Japanese pressure and give them the opportunities that they got.
And so he gets rewarded for a start and helps his team get rewarded with a bronze medal. So I believe that Jamie Hills is standing by with 2 of Australia's stars, Carminati and O'Neill Thorne, and we'll try to catch up with them right about now.
Jamie Hills, post-game here with Brian Carminati and Tom O'Neill Thorne. Tom, you were the player of the game today. How did it feel having 34 points in this bronze medal game?
I don't know, 34 points. I'm more just happy with the win. We went down 16 at halftime, and we had a big talk at halftime about how we're going to get that back. And I couldn't have done it without Brian and our other big high pointers and our lows crossing hard. So it was a real team effort. Yeah.
And Brian, you were really big for your team today, physically inside, and you were really just getting all those boards. What did that mean for you, using your size against this Japan team?
We had to do it. I mean, the coaches kept telling us, be big, be big. And Japan's a really quick team, and we had to capitalize on us being bigger than them. So just went out and stuck to the process and did the best I could.
And this game today was a little more aggressive than some of the other games we've seen. You actually fouled out today. How do you keep that aggression but keep the competitive spirit without, going past the line?
I didn't mean to foul out, but look, I just push as hard as I can, and if I get fouled out, I get fouled out. As long as we got the result we wanted. So yeah, that's all I can say.
Final question for you both. Coach Brennan really fired up at halftime. What was he saying to you guys in the locker room? It worked.
It was more just about, we knew that we'd been down this whole tournament. It was about finding the spirit to get back in that game. It was just all about effort. We came out really slow at the start, and we kind of put our heads down. So it was more just trying to fire us up. It wasn't an angry talk. It was more just, come on, boys, we've got to be better than this. We've just got to want to win. And we showed that in the second half. That, if you push hard, you can get the job done.
Yeah, just like every game, down first half, come back up. Once the boys started going, then we are unstoppable.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. We'll be back soon for the gold medal game here between Turkey and Great Britain.
All right, thanks, Jamie, and thanks to Tom and Brian. Excellent second half for their team. They come from behind to take the bronze medal here in Toronto at the Under-23 Men's Wheelchair Basketball World Championships. And Marnie, for you, were there one or two things that really stood out from the Australia side?
I think, we've seen Australia do it a few times this week where they got down, but were able to come back and really they played well as a team, and as the boys said there in their post-game interview, they used their size. Got to really give credit to the low-point players like Jeremy Tyndall and Bailey Rowlands. They work so hard crossing and picking and helping their bigs get into position to take advantage of it. So outstanding performance here. Great comeback by the Aussies and really fun game.
Yeah, it was a fun game. And for Japan, you know, the fact that they lost by 40 plus against Great Britain yesterday, they regroup, have a strong effort. They did improve on their performance at this event 4 years ago when they were ninth, so a fourth place finish for Japan. But the numbers stack up in favor of Australia, and they come from behind to get that 71-66 win. So bronze goes to Australia. Gold will be decided shortly between Great Britain and Turkey.
And I'll say thank you very much, Rob. I've had a great week working with you. I'm going to sign off now. We'll welcome Coach Frick in for the gold medal match, and hopefully that'll be another outstanding game like we've just seen here this morning.
Well, Marnie, every time I get a chance to work with you, I uncover all kinds of secrets about this sport, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. So thanks again.
All right.
That's Marnie Abbott-Peter. This is Rob Snook signing out for now, but we'll be back very shortly. You see the warm-up is already getting started between Turkey and Great Britain, the battle for gold here in Toronto.